We're here with Scott Sainz in front of his amazing research right behind us. Can you explain to us what's going on behind us right now?
Yeah, so I set up this light display, and it's demonstrating the use of this lighting console called the Grand MA2, which is what my research was centered around, as I wanted to become proficient on this lighting console. It has a really widespread application in the industry, and I recognized that, and I wanted to get that exposure under my belt so that I can become a more diverse programmer and better suit myself for future applications. And so this was a demonstration I put together to show my proficiency level on the console, and the console is there, and I have a light show that I programmed, and so I press play on it, and the lights will play around to the music that I programmed.
Can you explain to us what your first steps were in coming up with this research topic?
Yeah, so my first steps were actually just reaching out to my mentor, and so I came up with the idea. It was December of about last year, and I know it was that time because I was working on a take-home final for a class that I was less interested in, and I saw an announcement from the company that makes the lighting console that they were going to create a third version. So this is version 2, and it's about 6 years old, I believe. And so it was big news that they were creating this third version. And I was like, I want to get in on this. I want to learn this console. And I remembered back to an email I saw about URA, and it was this formal way to get funding and to do research on a specific topic. And so I remembered that, reached out to my mentor, and I said, this is the idea I have. I really want to study this lighting console. And then we kind of went from there, and we chose the best route to do that. There's many classes that are offered on the lighting console, and I enrolled in those. One was online from the North American distributor of the console is called ACT Lighting, and they have an online class that I enrolled in. I took that over the summer, and then in October of last year, I went to a lighting conference in Las Vegas to take additional classes in person on the console.
And one last question, if you had any advice to yourself, if you were to do this all over again, what would that be?
I would say one really important thing that I learned somewhere in the process, but at first was hard to get the hang of, is setting really clear deadlines for yourself. And I had this enormous amount of work that I wanted to accomplish, and it wasn't until I really defined clear deadlines that the work actually got accomplished. Because for a little while, especially last year when the show was so far away and it seemed like I could just keep pushing it back another week and pushing each work, so rather than doing a small amount each week, I ended up kind of postponing that. And I think I would have been better off from the beginning if I had even more clear deadlines, and I was and I followed those attentively. But nonetheless, at some point I learned that deadlines were the answer, and I created a bunch more, and then at that point I found my research was a lot more fruitful.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for being with us today.